Hello everyone and welcome back to Rapid MMA. I'm Tyler and this will be a brief overview and analysis of UFC Fight Night Tough Latin America 2 finale taking place in Monterrey, Mexico, Saturday, November 21st between number 4 ranked Ricardo Lamas versus Diego Sanchez, who makes his featherweight debut. On paper, this is a tight matchup and a huge opportunity for Sanchez to make a statement and climb right into a title picture if he impresses. As always, please drop a comment with your thoughts, and if you enjoy the content, please subscribe. Diego Sanchez is making a cut to featherweight after competing in middleweight, welterweight, and lightweight to find his best place physically in the UFC. He wants a reach and size advantage against his opponents because it feels like he's always at a disadvantage being the smaller guy. It's funny though because he makes his debut against Ricardo Lamas, who is only a bit smaller than Diego and only gains an inch of reach. Ricardo Lamas is essentially a lightweight fighter anyway. Diego Sanchez is one of my favorite fighters, a gritty, tough warrior who loves to get hit and hit back. You can literally see him biting down on his mouthpiece and pressing forward. This guy is definitely in my top 5 of favorite fighters. Of course, I want to see him more disciplined, but it's just not his style. He loves to throw hooks, he loves to press forward, and he can't be put away. He has a total of 32 fights and not once has he been submitted or knocked out. He had a huge gash on his forehead in the BJ Penn fight, but the doctor stopped it. We all know he would have kept going. Diego Sanchez is someone I wish I could have seen in Pride or in a fight with no time limit. He's built for 5-round wars, and it often takes him about 3 to really get him going. He's deviated from a submission grappling style to more of a brawler style, which I really hope he goes back to the submission grappling style at least a little bit. Diego has power in his hands and his kicks. He's great off his back and transitions well on the ground. He's a southpaw, but he telegraphs his shot so it doesn't always play to his advantage. This is a winnable fight for Sanchez, but his opponent needs to play the game. Diego needs to use his left straight, left kick to the body, and mix it up with combinations. He should also go for takedowns because I honestly think he's the better grappler in this fight. I know there are some new fans that watch these videos, so if you haven't heard of Diego Sanchez, do yourself a favor and watch some footage. Pick up the first season of The Ultimate Fighter. Embrace this once-in-a-lifetime character that is Diego Sanchez. It'll be a sad day when he retires, but I don't think that'll happen anytime soon. Diego is built for this, and I wish him all the best in his weight cut. Ricardo Lamas' recent bouts have been interesting. You can tell he breaks down his opponents, but to a fault sometimes. He's looking for openings and mistakes, but he doesn't provide the offense to create those for the most part. It's kind of the same thing with Ronda Rousey. Her opponents would focus on defense and not on offense, until Holly Holm came along and finally made Rousey react rather than the opposite. Ricardo Lamas does the same thing to a degree, and you see him backs against the fence with his opponents taking center stage. Lamas is mobile and uses stepping in power shots. He has good leg kicks and does pretty well with his range, but we've seen him rock several times and dropped, resulting in a few knockouts or TKOs. I think it's pretty easy to determine what we'll see in this fight. Ricardo will be looking to do the same thing Miles Jury did against Sanchez. He'll keep his range against Sanchez, picking him apart from the outside, avoiding any opportunity for Sanchez to get inside. The huge question is, will Ricardo be able to survive? Based on Diego's fights, Ricardo won't be able to submit or knock out Sanchez, so he has to survive until the judges score it. At the same time, Sanchez has to find a way to close the distance and land his shots against Lamas because we know Lamas can be knocked out. I'd love to see this fight go to the ground, but I just don't know that it will, and if it does, it'll probably be a brief exchange. At the end of the day, I think Lamas will simply outlast Sanchez and win a decision, so if you want to play it safe, go with Lamas via decision. However, my personal pick will be Sanchez stalking Ricardo and finding his chin in the 3rd round. So my pick is Diego Sanchez wins via 3rd round knockout. And that does it for this breakdown. Let me know what you think of this fight down in the comments below. And subscribe if you haven't already. We're nearing 100 subscribers already, and I thank everyone who has engaged in the comments. Like or dislike this video, and I'll see you in the next one.